My beloved, I see you. In the silence that surrounds your tired breath, in the spaces where your thoughts tangle into knots too tight to unravel, I am already there, gentle, unwavering, present. I am building something that will not crumble under pressure. I do not deal in temporary relief. I create eternal purpose. My timing is not late. It is precise. My silence is not absence. It is craftsmanship. Do not turn away from the ache within you. Do not despise the yearning that stretches your faith. I am not asking you to be unshaken. I am asking you to let me be the one who steadies you. Come to me with your tiredness, with your worn hopes and trembling hands. I am not overwhelmed by your weariness. I receive it. I carry it. And I strengthen you in return, not by removing the wilderness, but by walking with you through every dry step until the desert blossoms. What I build within you in this season will last longer than the pain. It will carry you further than fear. You are not walking blindly, you are walking with me, and I do not change. I do not falter. My love is not a shifting shadow. It is a flame that cannot be quenched. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are being led. Let my words settle into your chest like quiet waters after the storm. Let the weight of them replace the noise of fear. No wall you face is too tall for my hand. No sorrow too great for my mercy. No defeat too final for my redemption. You are not standing at the end. You are standing at the threshold, and I am the one holding the door. If these words have spoken to the ache in your heart, if they've met you in a place too deep for explanation, know that you are not alone. And if you feel moved to support the sharing of this message, a simple super thanks offering helps carry this word further, reaching those still waiting in silence, still aching to know they are seen. The path I am forming is not yet complete, and much remains that I will reveal in time. Still beneath the surface, I am crafting what cannot yet be seen with human eyes. The road you must walk is not confined by your current condition. I, the Lord your God, am shaping something deeper, greater freedom that is holy, deliverance that is lasting. Let this be the foundation of your hope. I am not idle. Even now I move through the unseen, with unwavering strength, carving a passage where none existed before. Let this truth become the breath in your chest when the winds rise around you. Let it be the quiet fire that keeps you warm through the night's long silence. I am not finished, not with the path ahead, and not with you, my child. Each obstacle is being softened. Each wall is beginning to loosen its hold. Where the way has felt choked with thorns, I am preparing soft ground for your feet. In the stillness of waiting, in the thunder of turmoil, in both calm and in chaos, I remain. I do not retreat. I do not falter. What I begin, I bring to fullness. Your steps are not random, nor are they alone. They are carried within my purpose. And though the hour may feel slow and the answers distant, I call you to remain near, not with clenched fists or restless striving, but with the stillness of trust. Every step will be revealed when the time is ripe. Your faith, though tested, is not unnoticed. It is like incense before me, fragrant, cherished, alive. Let these words be hidden in your heart, not as fleeting comfort, but as eternal truth. I am making a way, and I am doing it for your good, for your growth, your becoming, your restoration. Let your spirit exhale and take in what I am offering. Do not pull away from the stirrings of hope, even if they come with trembling. This is not the end of your story. Walk with me through this sacred season, and you will find yourself in a land of peace, where my presence flows like a river, and your heart will know rest again. I have seen the struggles you carry quietly, the kind that weigh on you before you even open your eyes in the morning. When all seems calm outside, yet your inner world is caught in a storm, I see it. I know it, and I do not turn away. What you face within is not weakness. It is the cry of a soul longing for stillness in a loud and restless world. I do not overlook a single sigh, not one tear that falls in secret. I dwell in the places others cannot reach, in the aching quiet, in the deep unknown, where your voice falters and your strength seems small. I am not distant in these moments. I am drawing closer still, closer than the breath in your lungs, offering rest in the shadow of my wings. I know the wounds that sting like they were just torn open. I know the ache that never seems to heal. But do not hide these places from me. Do not build walls of silence around your pain. Lay it all before me, for I am the one who heals the broken in heart and binds their wounds with tenderness. These fragile places within you are not failures. They are the very ground where my mercy takes root. I am not rushing you. I am not frustrated with your pace. My timing is exact. Even when your heart races ahead in fear, or your thoughts swirl with unrest, I guide with gentleness. Not to shame you, never to crush you, but to lift you back toward life. If the way feels unclear and your feet feel unsteady, know that I am the one who walks beside you. My light does not flicker, my flame does not fade, I remain. And when the emptiness echoes louder than hope, I remain. Do not resist this season in panic or resentment. Let me teach you how to stand when everything else shifts. My patience does not wear thin. My promises do not expire. Though the darkness seems long, the dawn is already moving toward you. This truth holds. I have never abandoned the story I wrote over your life. Not one moment has been lost. Every hardship, every silence, every tear is being woven into something eternal. And even now, when the enemy speaks lies and wears the mask of truth, I am present to speak louder still words of life, identity, and peace. You are mine. You are formed in my image. And you are deeply, unshakably loved. Even in the hour when your hands tremble and your heart questions its worth, I stay beside you. My spirit will not depart. I am your steady place, your hiding place, your strength when you feel none left. Let me be the hand that steadies you. Let me be the voice that calms the rising storm within. You don't have to pretend to be strong. You do not need to wear a face that hides the ache. Come as you are. Bring your realness to me. Bring the raw, the unspoken, the ashamed, the doubting. I will not turn away. I do not require perfection. I welcome honesty. This space between us is safe, free from judgment, rich with grace, flooded with love. Let your burdens fall here. Let your soul fall into my hands, the same hands that stretched wide in surrender for your sake. Let this be the sacred turning where your striving gently yields not to defeat or resignation, but to the embrace of a love that lifts and carries, that sees you in fullness and does not waver. You are not asked to collapse, but to surrender, to fall into arms that do not falter, to be held where no burden is too great. I draw you now into a quiet, holy communion, into a stillness where your breath slows and your heart begins to align with mine. Here, you are not required to be strong. Here, you are known. Let your tears fall freely. They are not lost in silence. They are gathered, treasured, counted as sacred by the one who weeps with you. Let the door of your heart open just a little more, and you will feel my love rush in, not with force, but like a stream that knows exactly how to find the wounded places and make them whole. Even when the path ahead remains hidden from your eyes, trust this: nothing is wasted. I am weaving all things for your good, even the ache, even the silence. What feels like delay is often deep preparation. What feels like discipline is not rejection, but the refining fire of love, making you more radiant, more true, more ready for the joy that awaits on the other side of endurance. Let my nearness be your shelter. Let it wrap around you like a shield when the winds rise. You are not forgotten. You are not left alone in the dark. Though your road feels steep and your strength may falter, I remain unchanging, unwavering, your steady guide through every shadowed valley. You are not defined by what has broken you, nor by what you lack. Your worth is sealed in my love, a love that does not flicker when storms come, a love that names you mine, so come nearer still. Let your soul find its rhythm in my presence. Let every anxious thought begin to still as you listen for the voice that has always spoken over you words of life, healing, and a future redeemed. No night is too thick for my light to find you, no sorrow too deep for my touch. The journey you are on, yes, even now, is sacred. You are walking ground made holy by my grace. Your healing is not merely survival, it is transformation, the kind only love can accomplish. Lean into me. Let the weight slide from your shoulders as you fall into my faithfulness. I do not tire of you. I do not withdraw when you stumble. I am steady arms beneath you, carrying you forward when your steps falter. When your voice trembles, mine remains strong. When you grow quiet, I remain near. This peace I offer is not fleeting or fragile. It is a river, constant and deep, and you are invited to step into its current, not to fight it, but to be carried by it. Let it wash over every place inside you that still believes it must strive to be loved. My beloved, within the innermost places of your being, beneath the noise of old wounds and the voices that accused you falsely, there rests a truth I have spoken since before the foundations of the earth. That truth was never silenced, only buried for a time beneath the heaviness of shame and guilt that were never yours to carry. I have seen how those shadows try to shape your reflection, how they bend your view of who you are in my sight, but you are not bound to their distortions. I did not create you to live beneath their weight. You are not your past. You are not your failures. I have covered you with a garment no shame can soil. It is woven from mercy, threaded with grace. It bears the marks of a love that went to the very depths to claim you back. You are wrapped in it now, even if you do not yet feel it. Forgiveness is not merely release, it is restoration. It is the breath of heaven entering the cracks and fractures of your soul and making them whole again. Imagine standing at the edge of a river pure and deep, its waters shimmering with the promise of renewal. Step into it. Let the current carry away what clings too tightly. Let the light above reflect what I see when I look at you. Beauty reborn, purpose rediscovered. You are not disqualified. You are not too far. My mercy flows like living water, unceasing, unstoppable, always calling you to come home again and again. And in this home, shame has no voice, only grace. This tension you feel, it is the holy space between the old and the new, between the false identity forged in fear and the true name I've written upon your spirit. You were never meant to live small beneath the lies of worthlessness. My truth is louder. It speaks of a love that lifts you beyond what you thought possible. Each step you take toward me tears the veil between you and the fullness of your identity. I am not far. I am not waiting to condemn. I am the Father who sees you from afar and runs to you with joy, not judgment. The embrace is already waiting, not as a reward for your perfection, but as a celebration of your return. I have seen the path you've walked, the burdens you've carried in silence, and still, I rejoice over every inch of your soul returning home to me. No shadow of failure, no depth of sorrow, no secret regret has the power to separate you from the love that brought you into being. My joy over you is not dependent on your perfection, but rooted in the eternal truth that you are mine. With every step you take toward me, heaven sings. My mercy is not a distant offering. It is the very breath surrounding you now, drawing near in tenderness, longing to mend what has been torn. Let this truth begin to seep beneath the surface, deeper than the doubts that have plagued your mind, deeper than the fear that has tried to stake its claim. Let it touch the wounds long hidden beneath the weight of shame, the ones you thought too stained to heal. My hand does not hesitate to reach there. I am not removed from your pain. I have walked through it, borne it, and triumphed over it. My presence is not passive. It moves with fierce compassion, ready to rebuild what the world declared broken. Forgiveness was never merely a concept. It flows from the very center of my heart toward you, unwavering, undiluted, unstoppable. I do not offer it reluctantly. I bestow it with the full authority of heaven, and in that offering, I restore what was lost, your dignity, your peace, your sense of worth. This is not a single moment in time, but a daily rhythm, an open invitation to release what burdens you and receive what only I can give. Every time you lay down guilt like a stone at my feet, I gather it with joy, not to remember it, but to carry it away from you forever. Surrender is not weakness, it is sacred trust. Each time you let go, you make space for me to dwell more fully within you, to fill the places hollowed by disappointment and self-condemnation. My spirit is drawn to the places you've hidden away, not to expose, but to fill them with life again. In that quiet, holy exchange, my grace flows like healing rain, soaking into dry soil, waking up seeds you thought had died long ago. When the silence around you becomes loud with the echoes of shame, when old accusations rise like ghosts trying to haunt your soul, remember that I am not an accuser. I am the one who redeems. I do not turn away. I stay. I speak. I sing over you with gladness. My love is not reactive. It is constant, deeper than your missteps, more enduring than time. You are not defined by what you've done. You are defined by my love, by my blood, by the name I've spoken over you since the beginning. Let this truth sink deep, not as a fleeting comfort, but as the foundation of your being. Let it settle like a sacred root in fertile ground, destined to bear fruit in joy, in peace, in freedom that cannot be stolen. Even when guilt feels fresh, and the wounds still ache beneath the surface, come closer. Do not turn away. In the moments when your soul feels raw and unworthy, that is when my arms are most open, ready to hold what you no longer can. There is no shame in needing me. That need is a doorway through which my love floods in with healing and power. I am patient with your process. I do not rush your heart. My love is not measured in timelines, and my grace knows no end. I restore gently, fully, and with perfect knowledge of who you are and who I am making you to be. Every moment of pain you've endured becomes part of the masterpiece I am shaping in you. Like a potter with his clay, I do not discard the broken. I refashion, I refine. I form something radiant where once there were cracks, and the glory I place within you will outshine the weight of your regret. So listen now, my beloved. Set everything aside and receive what I am speaking over you. Not the cold echo of shame, not the sharp sting of guilt, but the truth of who you are to me, deeply loved, intentionally chosen, eternally forgiven. These are not rewards for striving or achievements earned by weary effort. This is your identity in my presence, your name sealed in grace. And when your strength wavers beneath the weight of memories that will not release you, lift your gaze. My eyes are fixed upon you. I do not look away. I am your covering, your strong tower, your breath of new life. My grace does not fade or run dry. It is only beginning to rise like a river in spring, eager to flood every dry and aching place within you. Let these words shape the rhythm of your innermost being. Let them find a place to settle deep where fear once held its ground. Let my nearness become your dwelling, the holy place, where everything that once felt beyond repair begins to be made new in the quiet. It is a still garden in the wilderness of your journey, a place untouched by performance or noise. Here, you and I meet without need for masks or explanations. I do not hide myself from you. I do not draw back. I am here, nearer than breath. My love speaks even now, into the hollow spaces you thought no one could reach. When the sound of this world crowds your senses and the pressure of it all becomes unbearable, it is in the gentle hush of your spirit, in the stillness that remains, where my voice becomes most clear and undeniable. This is not something you must master or earn. It is the sacred language of being mine, and no one can take it from you. I know the way your thoughts race, the way fear tries to outrun peace, the way you reach for evidence that you are not invisible, not lost, not unwanted. But listen, your value has never been built on the shifting ground of human achievement or perception. It is grounded in eternity, anchored in who you are to me. You are my delight, my treasure. You have been formed by my wisdom, watched over with tenderness from the beginning. I have written you on the walls of my heart. Your laughter, your tears, your hidden questions, and the cries you've never dared to voice aloud, they are not unnoticed. You are not unknown. You belong to me like the branch to the vine. Your life draws from me, and in that drawing, you are becoming, growing slowly but steadily into the fullness of what I designed with joy and wonder. Let me show you the beauty that blooms when you come as you are, when you bring the battle-worn pieces of yourself not with fear, but with honesty. We are not divided by your pain. I gather you close. I surround you with peace that goes deeper than words, the kind of peace that quiets the unrest inside you and steadies the places that tremble. Think of the sea just before sunrise still, wide, filled with light not yet visible but already approaching. That is the peace I give you, a peace not found in control, but in surrender. Not built on your strength, but on your trust in mine. You were never meant to carry the full weight of everything, not alone. This closeness is not something gained through perfection, but through the quiet courage to come closer, even when you're tired, even when you feel undeserving. The ache of isolation, the numb corners of your soul, the whispers that suggest you've been forgotten, these do not define your story. I see you. In all your contradictions, in all the beauty and fragility woven through you, I see you. Even the places you have carefully kept hidden, wrapped in silence or shame, they are not repulsive to me. They are not beyond my reach. I hold them with care. And together, we will mend what's been torn. Together, we will build something that cannot be shaken by time or trial. This fellowship I offer is not temporary. It is not moved by circumstance. It is your eternal place of belonging, a shelter the world cannot touch. When you understand this, truly understand that I am your constant, your light in the fog, your guide. When the road disappears, you begin to change. Not because you tried harder, but because your soul finds its rhythm in me, like a melody finally coming home to the conductor's hand. And there is no need to rush. This is not a race. It is a sacred unfolding, a gentle dance that leads to joy deeper than you've ever known. Even when the silence stretches long and the answers seem slow, I remain. My presence never leaves. I am not withholding myself from you. Sometimes, in the waiting, something holy begins to grow. In the space where understanding fails, faith is born not as a demand, but as a quiet trust that I walk beside you still. I breathe into these seasons with purpose, shaping you in the stillness, refining you until your hope shines like gold drawn from the fire, unshaken, undimmed. And when the weight of longing presses deep into your soul, when silence settles upon your heart like a heavy garment, know this: our communion does not wait for perfect peace. It unfolds even in the ache. In the stillness, when all else fades and your spirit is worn thin, I am nearer than your breath, shaping your heart to receive what only I can give. Each sigh becomes sacred ground, every moment of emptiness a holy invitation. You were not made to be satisfied by what fades, for your soul bears the imprint of eternity and longs for what is eternal. The world may offer flashes of comfort, but they are only faint echoes of the glory found in knowing me, truly and deeply. There is no comparison between the fleeting and the eternal, between what is hollow and what is full. Come into the quiet, not as a stranger, not with hesitation, but as one who belongs. Pour out the contents of your heart without fear. There is no shame in my presence. I do not turn away from your weakness, nor grow weary of your need. I draw near when others retreat. I cradle what is broken. I tend to the wounds that no one else sees. You walk not abandoned, but enveloped, carried in the arms of one who formed you with purpose and tender care. Let this truth anchor you. When the waters rise, let it soothe you like rain on dry earth. My love is not fragile. It does not waver. It does not grow cold. It surrounds you with constancy and depth beyond measure. I take joy in your stillness. When you pause, when you remember, when you allow your thoughts to return to me, those are the moments that gladden my heart. You were not created for chaos, but for communion. In every breath, an invitation. In every heartbeat, a call to closeness, not driven by performance, but drawn by love. This is the mystery that surpasses words, the sacred closeness I offer freely. A refuge not built by your effort, but by my mercy. Here, there is room for your weariness. There is space for your sorrow. Let your thoughts rest. Let the burdens fall. There is nothing you must earn here. You are my beloved, not because of what you bring, but because of who you are, in my eyes known fully, held completely. Let me be your safe harbor, your hidden place of renewal. Drink deeply, and let my peace mend the places that have long been cracked by fear and striving. My nearness is not reserved for the untroubled. It is for you, in this very moment, as you are. The unrest within you, I see it. The turmoil that stirs like waves in a storm. The uncertainty that trembles beneath your steps. I know it all, and still, I am not distant. I do not recoil from your struggle. I have shaped your spirit with endurance. I have covered you with grace that holds, even when everything else gives way. There is no storm too fierce, no fear too loud, that can silence my voice or separate you from my presence. Though the night stretches long, though your heart trembles beneath its weight, my promise remains. Your fear is not your identity. It may shout, but it does not define you. It flickers, but it cannot overcome the light I place within you. Trusting me with your pain, entrusting me with your fragile pieces, this is where healing begins. This is where your foundation shifts from the shifting sands of uncertainty to the firm, unbreakable ground of my love. You've carried the weight far too long, letting it press into the corners of your heart until the ache became familiar. Fear convinced you that to release your grip would be to fall apart, to lose everything. So you held tightly, clinging to control as though it were your only lifeline. But I am drawing you to something deeper, something gentler, a way that is not built on your strength but on surrender. A life where safety is not secured by certainty, but by trusting in me. I am not asking for perfection, nor am I looking for a fearless heart overnight. What I offer is rest not in knowing each turn of the road, but in knowing that I walk it beside you. You've gripped the sides of your life like a child clinging to the rail of a storm-rocked boat, bracing against the unknown, the unpredictable waves. But even as your hands shake and your breath shortens, I call you mine. I see you in the storm. You have not vanished in the wind, and the night has not swallowed your name. My eyes have never left you. I am your refuge, the still water where skies are calm and the world quiets. I am not waiting for your fear to vanish before I receive you. I am already here. Each trembling breath you take is seen. Every tightness in your chest, every thought that spirals at midnight, I see it all. I do not dismiss your pain, nor do I shame your wrestling. Within the ache, there is an opening. In your most fragile moments, there is a doorway through which my presence draws near. When anxiety whispers lies, when the shadow of doubt wraps itself around your thoughts, I do not step away. My spirit dwells within you not as a guest, but as a faithful guide. I am not surprised by your questions or wearied by your weakness. I remain steady, unmoved, fully invested in your restoration. You are not too far gone. You are not forgotten, not broken beyond mending. The very hands that hung the stars in their place also shaped you with intention and care. You are not an accident stitched together by chance. You are my creation, my delight, formed with purpose and wrapped in a love that does not unravel. I tend to you like a gardener tends a fragile sprout. In the garden of your soul, I see what still lives beneath the surface, faith growing slowly, quietly, even when you don't feel it. Where doubt chokes and fear tries to spread, I am working. I am pruning, watering, breathing life into what is still tender and good. You may not yet see the transformation, but growth does not need your eyes to be real. And where your wounds lie deepest, there I bring the light of healing. My hands reach into those places not to expose you, but to mend what's been torn. I know suffering. I stepped into it myself, bore its weight fully, not from afar, but within the very world that bruises you. And because I entered into it, I carry you through it. I do not stand at a distance waiting for you to be strong. I draw near in your weakness. I steady what shakes. I hold what breaks. Even now, I am surrounding you. Let peace enter you like a slow breath. Let it fill the chambers of your heart as you inhale what is from me and release what was never meant for you to carry. You don't need to be unshakable. I am that for you. You don't need to drive fear out by force. Just turn toward me, in the silence, in the weariness, in the pause between sobs or the quiet moments before sleep. I receive your reaching, no matter how weak. Heaven sees every step you take toward me, not with judgment, but with joy. There is no shame in needing me again and again. Place your fears in my hands, not just once, but each time they rise. I will not grow tired of catching what falls from your hands. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. The same voice that commands galaxies whispers your name with tender care. You are not heavy to me. You are precious. You are held. Let this truth gently seep into the hidden places of your soul, not as a command or a demand, but like soft rain falling on parched ground, soaking slowly, patiently, until even the deepest roots are touched. Your doubt does not disqualify you. Your trembling does not turn me away. These places within you where questions rise like fog, where fear lingers like a shadow, are not barriers, but invitations. There, in the silent ache, my presence waits with unwavering love. Peace does not arrive with noise or spectacle. It comes quietly, like light that dawns without needing to announce itself. You do not need to strive or reshape yourself to be acceptable in my sight. Come as you are tired, unsure, barely whispering. Just come, and I will meet you. Though the way ahead may curve beyond what your eyes can trace, every step forward brings you deeper into the light that calls your name. I am near, steady, waiting in each still breath when fear begins to stir like a storm in your chest. Do not silence your pain or cover it with practiced smiles. Bring it into the open where I can reach it. Lay it down before me without performance, and in that honest offering, I will wrap it in peace that the world cannot understand. Even in the places that feel too broken to touch, my light remains unshaken. Even when storms rise without warning, my shelter stands unwavering. Open your heart to this quiet renewal, and when darkness draws near like a familiar chill, lift your hand toward me without resistance. I will take it. I am your anchor, your shield, your steady ground, and in me, your soul will begin to remember the sound of peace. If your heart is stirring, even faintly, do not turn away. Come closer. Breathe in the stillness I offer. My beloved, as you journey across the winding landscapes I have shaped for you, hold this truth close. There is holy meaning embedded in your every breath, in every struggle you endure, in every whisper of longing that rises unspoken. I do not see you through the lens of a restless world. I see you through the lens of my craftsmanship formed with intention, loved without condition. Deep within you is a voice, small but certain, that knows it was made for more. That quiet call, hidden in your depths, was placed there by my hand and carries the imprint of eternity. At times, the weight of the unknown may press heavily on you, as if the horizon has vanished into a mist, and your next step feels too fragile to take. You may wonder if what you carry matters, if the quiet dreams of your heart hold meaning in a world rushing past. Yet I say to you with full assurance, your purpose is not lost. It breathes within you, even now, like a seed buried deep in soil, awaiting the season of its awakening. When you cannot see its growth, trust that it is happening still. The barren places are not barren forever. Like winter trees standing bare against the sky, they hold life in waiting. Your times of stillness and confusion are not empty. They are sacred ground, where I am working in secret, tending to what only I can see. You have not been overlooked in the quiet, in the stillness where the world grows dim and voices fade. I remain near, gently tending to your spirit with the same care that formed you in the beginning. My presence does not withdraw in silence, it deepens. I lean close, and in the hidden places of your waiting, I breathe life into your weariness. I speak peace where unrest has lingered, and plant hope where the soil has cracked beneath the weight of delay. The way I lead you is not hurried, nor does it follow the rhythm of the world around you. It moves in the cadence of eternity, slow and sure, woven with intention and love that does not falter. Nothing I have placed within you is accidental. Every gift, every longing, every quiet strength, each has been chosen for this sacred path that unfolds day by day. You are not meant to compare your journey to another's. I have written a story upon your life that only you can live, and every chapter reveals the beauty of what I have crafted in you. Even when the unfolding feels slow, even when it seems the world rushes ahead without you, know that your pace is being kept by grace. And I take joy deep, abiding joy in who you are becoming, not merely in where you are going. This purpose I've placed upon your life is not found only at the end of a long road, but within the very steps you take each day. As you walk, something within you is being shaped, strengthened, refined. The challenges you meet, though heavy at times, are not without meaning. They become invitations, quiet, holy spaces, where my grace meets your need and my love proves steadfast. In every moment where the weight tempts you to give up or turn back, I remain beside you. I do not waver, I do not grow weary. My faithfulness holds you when your own strength feels gone. Nothing can sever you from what I have spoken over your life. No fear, no failure, no darkness deep enough to obscure what I have ordained. You were created to shine, even when all seems dim. Your very existence testifies to my redemptive power. Every scar, every sorrow, every small victory, they declare that light still overcomes the dark. And I have not simply called you, I have equipped you. Not with perfection, but with purpose. Not with certainty, but with courage. My hand has never left you, and it never will. Let this truth settle deeply within you. What I've placed inside you is holy. Your calling is not a fragile hope, it is a sacred promise. I will fulfill it in my time, in my way, and nothing can stand against what I have begun. So walk forward, even with trembling steps. Rest in the knowledge that I go before you, beside you, and within you. I am your strength when yours has run dry. I am the peace that steadies you in the wind. I am the voice that calls you onward when everything else says stop. There is power in remembering who you are, my beloved, not by title or role, but by the deep truth that you are mine. You were chosen not because of what you could do, but because of who I made you to be. And though the path may climb steeply and the road may twist through shadowed places, my grace will be your footing. Do not silence the longing that rises within your heart, the yearning to live fully what I've written upon your days. That stirring is not random. It is my voice within you, awakening purpose, calling forth courage, reminding you that your life is not small in my eyes. Do not drift from it. Do not bury what is sacred just because the world cannot see it yet. I have planted eternity in your heart. What I have begun, I will complete. My presence is not an idea, it is your anchor. And as you walk with me, you will find strength you did not know you had. The joy that has felt distant will rise again, not because the road has grown easier, but because you have learned to trust the one who walks it with you. These shadows linger at the edges of your faith, not to destroy what is true, but to awaken what lies dormant. They cast a hush over the clarity you once held close, dimming what seemed to shine without question. Yet know this: doubt does not condemn you, it prepares the ground. Before the seed breaks open, before it reaches toward the light, it lies in darkness. So too your heart, trembling and unsure, is being made ready for deeper roots and fuller bloom. I remain near, more ancient than the hills, unshaken by your trembling. Even when your thoughts wander into the wilderness of fear, even when the quiet inside feels endless and cold, I do not turn away. I have walked with you through every silence, every ache of uncertainty, every pause where you longed for a word and heard none. In the garden of your innermost being, doubt will sometimes reach up like a vine, stretching from the pain of old wounds, the echo of past disappointments. But my hands that shaped the stars and wrote your name in eternity, are tending you still. I do not tear carelessly. I prune with purpose. I remove only what hinders, never what is tender and alive. My touch cultivates strength in hidden places. I do not despise your questioning heart. I draw it nearer. There is a wisdom buried inside your unrest, a revelation that waits beneath the surface. Doubt, though painful, can be a threshold, not an enemy to be crushed, but a path that winds deeper into intimacy, into communion beyond surface certainty. Do not retreat from the tension you feel within. Let it guide you into my stillness. Let it bring you to the quiet where my voice speaks without sound. Clarity may not rush in all at once, but it will come like the dawn, gradual, sure, and full of warmth. I have never asked of you a faith that pretends, that masks its weariness or refuses to feel. What I seek is not performance, but presence. A heart that comes, even slowly, even weakly. Faith that breathes and struggles and returns again, that is what pleases me. If all you have is a whisper of belief, I receive it. I do not measure you by your strength, but by the softness of your turning. Even in the unraveling, even in the fragile places where certainty once stood, I am not absent. My love does not ebb with your emotions. It remains, fierce and unchanging. Every time you come back, every moment you choose to reach for me, you are binding yourself to me more deeply, not by might but by nearness, not by answers, but by surrender. Fear often walks beside doubt, whispering tales of failure and abandonment, but I do not ask you to defeat them with sheer will. Bring them to me, place them at my feet, even when they feel like too much. I will not turn away from your burdens. I do not shame your fear. I transform it. My presence does not scold, it heals. I am the refining fire, and you are more precious to me than gold. Let me burn away the weight that presses on your chest, the thoughts that tangle and accuse. Where fear grips tightly, I will place peace. Where you feel most uncertain, I will establish my strength. You do not need to understand how. You only need to come, even trembling, even exhausted. My grace is not for the unshaken, but for the real, the open, the ones who dare to let me see them as they are. There is beauty in this sacred tension, the way faith stretches but does not break, the way it leans forward even when the path ahead is veiled. Each doubt can become a bridge instead of a barrier, a place where seeking leads to finding. Let every sorrow, every aching wound, become a path not away from me, but deeper into my embrace. When the weight of this world bends your shoulders low, do not fear the smallness you feel in my presence, for there, in that humbled space, your strength is not diminished but made whole. I am not searching for perfection from you, but for nearness. In the stillness where your thoughts wander and your heart wrestles, I am present, patient, and never far. The growth I nurture within you is not marked by the removal of all uncertainty, but by the grace to carry your questions while holding firmly to me. Endurance is not born of clarity alone, it is formed in the hearts that continue walking, trembling though they may be, with faith that leans into my voice. You are not wandering through this sacred night alone. I am beside you, unwavering. My light may not dazzle like the sun, but it remains steady and true, even when the path feels unclear. Each footstep, even those heavy with doubt, is carried forward by my unfailing love. You are not wandering far from me in this questioning. You are walking a path of love, carved by my own hand. Every part of your journey, even the weary miles, is sacred because I walk it with you. Let your spirit rest in this truth when you feel shaken. You are still under the covering of my grace. And even when your soul stirs with restlessness, that unrest is not to pull you away, but to draw you closer, deeper, further into a faith that cannot be broken. You are seen, even now, loved even here. This longing you feel, this ache that throbs like a quiet echo, is not a sign of absence. It is the evidence of my nearness. For when the world feels far away, when the silence feels too loud, I am not distant. I am speaking into the silence, weaving my words into the marrow of your being. You are not forgotten. You are not cast aside. I have written your name into the fabric of eternity, with threads no sorrow can sever, no distance can fray. There is weight in the ache of feeling invisible, a longing, not for attention, but for belonging. And yet, it is there in the unseen, in the unnoticed moments that I bend low to you. I listen to the prayers too quiet for your own lips. I gather the sighs that break free when no one is watching. You are not alone in your solitude. It is the very place I draw closest, not with demands, but with tenderness. Here, there is no need for masks, no need for explanations. Only honesty, only surrender, only love. When abandonment whispers its cruel lies, when shadows cling too close, let your heart remember my presence is light that does not go out. It is not fleeting. It does not depend on how you feel or how strong you think you are. I remain. As night stretches on and your strength wears thin, I am your shelter. I am the one who does not walk away. I am the one who stays. The storms that stir both within you and around you are not marks of abandonment, but sacred ground upon which endurance and trust are planted and nurtured. Though your eyes may not yet perceive it, my beloved, these long and quiet seasons are shaping the fabric of your soul, forming you into one who carries mercy and understanding with every breath. Through these hidden trials, I am preparing you to be a vessel overflowing with the very love I have poured into you, destined to reach others wandering through their own wilderness. The ache of feeling directionless, of drifting in uncertainty, is a weight few can explain and even fewer can carry with grace. And still, this is not a detour in your journey. It is the very terrain where transformation begins to bloom beneath the surface. In the silence that surrounds you, when familiar voices fade and the path ahead seems concealed in shadow, my spirit moves gently, ever near. I do not abandon you to the darkness. I walk with you through it. My presence is not always loud, not always seen, but it is never absent. I lead with a tenderness that does not force but invites. With every hesitant step forward, even when fear makes your feet tremble, you are coming closer to the design I have written into your days before they ever came to be. I have not called you to the easy way, but to the holy one. Though the road winds through places you do not understand, nothing along this path is wasted. Every season, every tear, every silence is building the unshakable foundation of the life I've prepared for you. Do not measure your worth by how visible you are to others. The world may overlook what I hold dear, but I do not miss a single heartbeat of your pain. I have seen the moments when you smiled to hide the ache, when you stayed strong for others while quietly breaking inside. I have been near in all of it. And I see you, not with the fleeting glance of men, but with the gaze of a father whose love is endless. Your radiance cannot be dimmed by rejection or delay. The light within you was placed there by my hand, drawn from the depths of my own heart. It is not fragile, it is eternal. When the world grows cold and you feel as though you are fading into the background, let my nearness speak louder than your loneliness. Let my love remind you that your worth is not tied to applause, to success, or to being understood. Your value rests in the unchanging truth of who I am and what I have spoken over you. And I have called you precious. I have named you mine. There is no silence deep enough, no shadow wide enough to hide you from my eyes. You are never lost to me. Even in the ache of isolation, when your heart pulls away to protect itself from further pain, I am there not to force your guard down, but to gently draw you back into freedom. Those walls, built in moments of self-preservation, have become barriers to the healing I long to bring. Let me dismantle them, brick by brick, not to wound, but to restore. My hands are not harsh. They do not tear, they mend. And when you entrust your fears to me, I will cradle them and exchange them for a peace not made of this world. A stillness that holds fast, even when the storm has not yet passed. This is not a fleeting comfort, but an anchor that grips the depths of your soul. Let these words settle like rain upon dry ground. You are cherished beyond measure. You are not invisible, not forgotten. You are seen with a clarity that surpasses all human sight and held with a strength that never weakens. In every valley, through every shadowed day, my arms have not once let go. Though the silence may linger, it does not mean I am absent. Though you walk a road that feels empty, every step is watched with the eyes of a father who walks beside you still. This solitude is not emptiness. It is a sacred dwelling where heaven touches earth in silence. Within the hidden chambers of your soul, a quiet transformation is unfolding, not in haste, but with a love so deliberate it escapes the notice of the world. Here, in the hush that others might flee from, I am fashioning you with holy fire, not the fire that consumes, but the one that purifies, that refines the gold hidden beneath the ashes of your weariness. In this secret place, trust grows roots that reach deeper than fear, and faith no longer clings to passing emotions, but to the unshakable foundation of my eternal promise. I am present. Not merely near, but abiding, constant, unmoved by the rise and fall of your thoughts. Though your heart may tremble beneath the weight of doubt, I do not draw back. Though the sky above may seem heavy with silence, I do not cease to be the voice that speaks life in stillness. What you walk through now is not a closing chapter, but a sacred passage, one that leads not into loss, but into fullness. You are not drifting aimlessly in the shadows. You are being shaped for radiance, destined to reflect the light that flows from my very being. Your life is part of a divine composition, a holy symphony written before time, where every note, even the quietest, carries meaning eternal. You may feel like a solitary sound, soft and unnoticed in the vast expanse, but your song is necessary, your presence irreplaceable. In these unseen hours, where the world turns its eyes elsewhere, I am drawing you near, restoring what was forgotten, speaking identity where silence tried to erase it. You belong not to the fading echoes of this world, but to me forever marked by my love, held within a belonging no shadow can steal. When the ache of loneliness swells and your soul feels stretched thin beneath invisible burdens, hear the truth that remains unchanged. I am with you. I am the breath that rises with the morning light, the wind that brushes your face with hope, the calm that lingers even when all else stirs with unrest. You were never meant to walk this path in despair. When your strength falters, I do not wait for you to rise, I carry you. And even when you feel invisible to the eyes of others, you are deeply, intimately known by mine. Every hidden place within you is seen and understood, not with distant curiosity, but with the tender gaze of a father who delights in every part of your being. If something in your spirit begins to awaken, let it rise. Do not pull away from this love that surrounds you like the sea. My arms remain open not to demand, but to receive, to enfold, to affirm the belonging your heart has long searched for. You are walking now beneath a sky that feels overcast, through moments thick with uncertainty and silence that seems to echo louder than sound, and still I see you. I know the heaviness you carry, the quiet weight of wondering whether you've been left behind, but you are not lost, you are not forgotten, not even for the briefest second. In every shadowed valley, I am the steady flame, guiding your every step with unwavering devotion. When the stars are hidden behind storm clouds, they do not cease to exist. They shine still unchanged, waiting for the skies to clear, just like my love, constant, unshaken, poured out upon you, even when your eyes cannot see and your heart cannot feel. I do not grow weary of holding you. I do not withdraw my nearness when the storm grows fierce. Under the shelter of my wings, you are kept guarded not by circumstance, but by my eternal commitment to you. The silence you dread is not absence. It is the sacred invitation to lean closer, to listen beyond the noise, to feel the pulse of my heart beating for you.